Start it.
Yeah, it's the Rhythm and the Rebel Show.
We back.
This is a review. Drake, Nothing Was the Same.
His third official album.
Yes.
You know, coming off Thank Me Later and Take Care. You know, God took some chances with this one. What did you think?
Out of the 13 tracks, to be honest with you, when I first started off, I was impressed. Let me start off by saying that I don't hate Drake. I hate Drake fans. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Yankees and the Giants.
It's like Giants fans.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of judge. You gotta kind of judge Drake differently. You can't really judge him like in the lyricist arena. He's not gonna wow you on an album with like lyricism. Like, oh my God, you heard what he just said? He has no replayability when it comes to like being a straight MC. You gotta kind of just judge him based off the music he makes. Like, does it sound good or does it not sound good? Kind of like,
yeah.
You can't judge him like we judge Jay-Z. So.
And based on that, that's the one thing I do give him. He's a great song maker. You make great songs, and then you obviously make songs for the radio. So kudos for that. The first couple of tracks, I was very impressed, to be honest with you, until we got to
the R&B section,
the emo section.
Yeah,
I was kind of lost. You lost me with that. But to be honest with you, out of the 13 tracks, I like probably 8 or 9. I might be stretching it, but 8 or 9 tracks.
Yeah, that does sound like a stretch though.
Yeah, I might be stretching a little bit. He has 4 features. He has one song featuring this guy named Detail. It's 305 to My City. He has I don't know how to say the girl's name.
Janae Aiko.
Yes. From Time.
AKA Miss Optiks.
Time. Here's a song with that. Shout her out.
Who?
Your girl. Shout her out.
No, I'll see her later.
Alright.
I'll see her at the house.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell her I said what's up.
Nah, I won't be doing that, brother.
Then he has a song with Jay-Z called Pound Cake.
Cake.
Now, to be honest with you, DJ Ray pointed out something. He doesn't have anybody from his camp on there. There's nobody from Young Money on the album, which actually I think is a good thing, because it showcases him more than it seems like he's leaning on anybody. He's definitely not leaning on anybody on this album.
Oh no, it's pretty much just his voice and nobody else's. Outside of a few other singers, like we have on, Hold On, We're Going Home. He has one of his artists from his label. I believe it's called Magic Johnson. Not Magic Johnson, but M-A-J-I-D. Yeah. Magic Johnson.
Majid.
Yeah. So not many features on that. It's just all Drake.
So the song Pound Cake with Jay-Z, that song is actually dope. It's a dope song. To me, the production is what got me. The first 5 tracks, the production is the production that I like. It constantly he took a step back with the quick soul samples, basic boom bap. Kudos for that, Drake.
He did a little something different with the intro too. Tuscan Leather kind of did almost kind of the same beat 3 different ways at 3 different tempos, 3 different kind of flavors on it. It was long as hell, but you know it was pause. But you know, he to me it was kind of like I really didn't see the point, but you know he's spitting, so I ain't really had no problem with it.
He mentioned it in the rhyme.
Yeah, it's like what the hell? What else can I say in the intro?
Yeah,
I'm like nothing. I was saying nothing. Ain't nothing else you can say. You pretty much covered it all. I'm ready for the next track. But yeah, I was impressed with the first quarter of the album. You know, it does have started from the bottom in the first quarter of the album. I really don't like that song.
I skipped it.
I can't stand that song. But he has a song on there, Furthest Thing. I really like that track. It's kind of like it's vintage Drake. You know,
mixtape Drake.
Yeah, it's kind of like mixtape Drake. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was digging that though. So, and of course, you got Wu-Tang Forever. That's in the first quarter of the track. There's gonna be a lot of people that feel some type of way about that one.
What's your opinion on it? I have an opinion.
I guess looking at the title of the song, I expected something totally different. But at the same time, we are talking about Drake here. So, of course he flipped, a sample from old Wu-Tang song, which was a sample from another song previous to that. Just the "It's Yours" part. He just flipped that to saying "It's yours," talking about a female. Like, I guess he is hers. So, the song for itself, I felt the song was pretty decent. He had a line in the Wu-Tang Forever song addressing the whole Chris Brown club brawl situation. He had said something like, I just like the rush when you see your enemy somewhere in the club, and you realize he's just not in a position to reciprocate your energy, you ain't even worried because he's not who he pretends to be. So that was a little pot shot right there, a little Floyd Mayweather shot. You know what I mean? I was alright.
Thus, that's the reason why I don't fuck with you, Drake. Sorry,
man to man, nah.
I don't believe a lot of stuff that you say. That tough guy you don't wear that well, no homo, no duck songs. The only thing about the Wu-Tang Forever song is I just think that you have, like J Optiks was just saying, my expectations was different.
Right.
When I actually started listening to what he was talking about, I was like, wow, you threw a curveball, son. Yeah. It's a good song, it's just that I just think that the wrong title. The sample was used right, but it's the wrong title.
So pretty much from Wu-Tang Forever, you know, whether or not you like the R&B side of Drake or the MC side of Drake, the album either goes uphill or downhill compared to, you know, which side of Drake as an artist you like. Because pretty much for the next 6, 7, 8 tracks, it's pretty much a R&B feel from that point on. Obviously, his man Noah 40, the producer from Canada, makes a lot of airy, minimalist beats. A lot of beats that have like a lot of reverb, and you know, it puts more of an emphasis on the artist, you know, rapping or singing. It's more of a compliment to the talent of the artist. Yeah, for me, I like hearing Drake the MC. I mean, I don't like hearing, I'm not an R&B fan per se. Yeah. So it kind of went downhill for me personally. Worst Behavior, I do like that song. I kind of like Worst Behavior. It's got like a little chant going on. You can tell that's probably gonna be like one of them songs that's gonna pop off in the club, pop off in a strip club. Simple, ain't really talking about much, but it's, you know, it's Drake's party anthem type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
it's an anthem song.
Yeah, but you got songs in there like Own It, From Time, Hold On, We're Going Home, which you want to talk about. We gotta talk about that track. Connect. You know, it's a very like R&B laden feel to the middle of this album with, you know, old vintage Drake on the ends of it. So, what you thought about the R&B side of Drake on Nothing Was the Same with this album?
I think he did a better job at it. He approached it at a better angle. I mean, I'm still not a fan of him doing it, but I understand why he does it. That's who he is. So he did it. He did a good job. I mean, I was discussing earlier. Hold On, We're Going Home. Yeah. I was trying to not to like this song. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it because Drake did it. Sorry, I'm keeping it 100.
Damn, son. Like...
Nah, for real, because he starts getting annoying, and then, you know, those songs are annoying. But that song is pretty dope, though.
It's hot. But one thing I give him credit for, I found the track actually ambitious. Like it's nothing like Drake has done in the past. Like he hasn't done a song like this before. And you know, that might go a lot to the artist that he's working on the song with, Magic Johnson. But I felt it was like a new side of Drake that he was, you know, showing creatively. I thought he executed it pretty well. Like, it's not a track that I'm gonna go back and listen to and be like, oh, I gotta hear that song. But I thought it was pretty good for what it is. Everything else, as far as like, you know, From Time, Connect. I know a couple people I heard like the language. I'm not really a big fan of the language track. I think it lacks that impact, you know, to have some radio play or some club play or something like that. Yeah, that's one thing that surprised me with this album with Drake. When you look at like Thank Me Later and Take Care, he had songs in there that was like undeniable hits. Like, yeah, that's going to be on the radio. Yeah, that's going to be playing in the club.
It was obvious radio hit joints.
Yeah, it's going to be playing in the strip club, stuff like that. I don't really see that song on this album. Like, oh, that's definitely going to pop. Obviously, Started From the Bottom is a song that, you know, got popping. All Me got popping, but outside of that, there's nothing else on this album that I see that's gonna be like, you know what, that's gonna be his next single.
I think, to add on to what you're saying, I think he just went to he has two different types of fans. He has a fan, like you said, that the lyrical side, and then he has the ones where he's going emo for his females. I think he might be, like you said, he had that one song for your radio, which was Hold On, We're Going Home, which is definitely a radio track. And other than that, I think he just like, I'm gonna make an album that I like. Out of all his albums, not including his mixtape, I think this is personally his best album. Honestly, not mixtape. Mixtape Drake, I actually like. It's just the album, bro.
I definitely disagree with that. I think, you know, his first album was his best album. Not necessarily just because it had undeniable hits, but it had the most, you know, replayability for me. Like songs I could go back and listen to now. His last album, Take Care, You know, I had a couple cuts on there too that had some replayability for me too. And granted, it was a little bit more involved with other artists, you know, Nicki Minaj, Drake, Alicia Keys on that. But I kind of felt he had more songs on those albums that I didn't skip than I do on this album. To me, this album is not that solid. Like, it might be his most ambitious music thus far, and it might be his most refined music thus far. But as far as like song for song, I think I could find better songs on his previous album.
If you're gonna go by song for song, then I agree with you.
I mean, like I said, we are talking about Drake here, but like, if you could go back and listen to, recall how you felt about his first two albums, you know, Take Care and Thank Me Later, what would you rate those, like, to give the people out there some perspective before we rate this one? Like, what would you rate Drake's last album, Take Care?
Out of 5 ducks, a week 3 ducks.
You give it a week 3 ducks?
A week 3
That means
ducks.
like you rounding up.
And then the first album?
Yeah. Thank Me Later.
A soft 4 ducks. Soft!
Drake's first album, Thank Me Later, I'd give it a solid 4 ducks. Like, you know, coming off the mixtape circuit, I think he did a great job, you know, transitioning to, you know, having to make more radio friendly cuts, make more party friendly cuts. I think he did a great job of that. And his production on there was crazy. You know, his second album, Take Care, I probably would give that 3 ducks as well. Just because, you know, he had some songs in there. We heard some singles, we was kind of like, I ain't feeling this. But he had songs on that album that you really just can't deny. Like, this shit is hot. Over My Dead Body is hot. He had songs on there that was just definitely dope, and you can't deny that. Just to put that in perspective for the people out there, when we finally get around to grading this one, you know, back to Nothing Was the Same. You know, he does have a track on there with Sir Jay-Z, Sir Jigga Man, Pound Cake.
Yeah.
Pound Cake / Paris Morton Music 2. I don't really understand what was going on with that.
I don't understand the title.
Yeah, he could have left that one off.
I ignored that.
Second track they're doing together, they did Light Up on Drake's first album. I thought that was dope.
Oh, it was dope. I think this song is even better. Like, before I even realized that Jay-Z was on the track, the production was dope. Drake was going in. He was married to the beat. He was doing what he was supposed to do. I'm like, yo, I'm impressed. And then, surprise, Jay-Z jumps on. I'm like, yo, no ducks off.
Who's Pal Surprise?
And I was like, damn, this song is dope. But it's not dope because Jay-Z's on it. It's dope and Jay-Z happens to be on the track.
My brother actually heard the song before I did, and he said something like, Drake outshined Jay on it. And it wouldn't be the first time. Like, well, lately people have been outshining Jay on his own songs or songs that he's on. So I went into it kind of like thinking like, all right, Jay-Z probably just phoned it in. You know what I mean? He gave us some more of that, you know, Magna Carta Jay-Z, kind of lazy and stuff like that. But I gotta say, when I heard the song, you know, I felt like Drake did his thing. And when Jay-Z came on, I was like, he can stay on this record. I don't need Drake to come back on this. This sounds like what I would wanted to hear from Magna Carta.
Yeah.
Holy Grail. Jay.
Yeah.
It was like a minimalist beat. It was like slow tempo. It was just all Jay. And you just had focus in on Jay's lyrics. You know what I mean? Outside of the whole cake situation that he's trying to pull off, really wasn't feeling that. I don't think that was a good idea. I don't know who in the studio was like, yeah, let's roll with that.
So, rating the album.
Yeah, that's tough. I've been thinking about it, of course. Just grading this album for what it is. You know, not taking into account that Drake is on some corny shit a lot of the times. And when he's off the record, and when he's not singing or rhyming, I think he's like a cornball Negro. Shout out to Rod Parker. I really do feel that way. But just taking the songs for what it is, big album for Drake. I think it's a swing album for Drake. I'm going to have to give this 3 ducks again. I'm giving it a solid 3 ducks. He got enough songs on there. That's, you know what, the songs I do like, I really like. The songs I don't like, I really just can't stand them. But the songs I like, you know, hold up enough to make me be like, you know what, I can go back and play this track. And most of the tracks I don't like are bunched together, so it's like, it's easy.
Yeah.
So you thought I was going to give it more than 3?
Yeah, I did.
Here's the reason why I can't give it more than 3. I can't give it more than 3 because I don't think it's as good as Born Sinner, J. Cole's album. I think it's as good rating-wise as Magna Carta and I have to put it above Yeezus. So it kind of falls into that 3 ducks category. I can't go 3.5. I can't go 4.
Yeah, I give it a strong 3 ducks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more than 3, but I can't say 3.1, 3.2. So overall, Drake, Nothing Was the Same gets 3 ducks.
I think it's important that I say too that it really depends on what space you're listening to this album in. If you're a dude and you plan on listening to this in the crib while you just chilling, you might give that 0 ducks. It's not a clean the crib up album. You know what I'm saying? It's not ride around in the car album.
Nah.
Like you would get with Thank Me Later or something like that. That closes it up. Drake, Nothing Was the Same album. Make sure you go to the YouTube page, check out our other reviews of Big Sean's Hall of Fame, Big Crits, Can't Remember the Time. We also putting up Rhapsody, She Got Game mixtape, and Janelle Monáe, Electric Lady.
Get that.
And 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
Boats 2, Me Time. And we'll be bringing more reviews shortly. We're going to see from the homie New Money a little bit more. We're going to see more from the homie DJ Ray. Yeah. Rhythm and Rebel. We got big things coming, man. Stay tuned. Fish.
My question, which is just a straight, honest question, is he a brother or is he a cornball brother?